Welcome back, gang. We are back on week, I don't know. We're trying a new format for this now as we work through the sort of roadmap that I set up last time. It gives away my software development background and, well, more likely my product manager background. I'm trying to reseed the infrastructure of food production in the UK, focusing on food security, sustainability and biodiversity. And to do that, I'm focused in three different streams of work. One is we're running a small farm here in Essex, running a small herd of Australian lowline, which are miniature Aberdeen Angus, and then running a flock of chickens. We got up to 900 at the moment, although those 300 of those are cockerels, and running and selling their eggs. Then I trying to build a community here on social media across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And then third, I'm building a platform trying to connect like-minded producers together to decentralize production and centralize supply, allowing consumers and retailers to access local food in their area through one pipeline and be able to streamline and reduce the complexities of producers being able to sell to the local area or further afield and being able to get that demand of supply. That is a platform called Yosis. So we'll jump into what we'll do is I'll work through each of those, and I've got jobs I'm meant to be doing in each, and we'll work through, and I can talk you through what we've done this week and what we're planning to do next week. So last week we put together this list. I've got some more to go on here as we go, and I'm going to add in, so to start with I'm going to add in a bit more detail to these. So we've got 300 cockerels to process, and we are on 18 plus 36, 52 out of 300 done so far. I'm doing some more again on Sunday. I usually do them first thing in the morning and start them like 4 a.m, but now I'm start at like 10 p.m. whenever night falls, and purposely do it in the dark to try and reduce the stress on the bird. And then I process them all, cull them, pluck them, and then I hang them until the morning and then butcher them. Is the perfect flow. We'll see how it goes. So we've got another 46 or so left in L3, and that will bring us up to 100. And then the younger ones are still quite a fair bit younger, so I'm going to have a few weeks break before processing the rest of them. They're cutting up pretty well. I bought a label maker, which is the best thing I've ever done, and the app is it's a brother label maker, and the app was just a bit naff, so I decided, screw it, we'll just build a HTML web page. It's just hosted locally to allow me to print the label, and it works an absolute treat. Currently just for chicken. Allows me to play around with all this stuff, set the price. Again, the wonders of Claude. And there's a whole lot of discussion about AI in general at the moment. Everything from the Jevon paradox and the idea that the more we produce, the more we use it, to Sam Altman and just the travesties that he has and will commit. Whilst the energy consumption of AI is not good, similar to how I don't believe on pushing vegan diet at this point, because it's not mandated, there's no point in trying to avoid using it. It only put me behind. If I need to hire a team of 14 engineers, and then someone comes along and builds my competitor with 3 engineers and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 agents, they'll be weeks ahead of me within days. Literally, and that's the speed of development. Debugging is a whole different problem, but that is the speed of development. Anyway, a tangent on AI and my position on it. It's shit, only in the sense that it needs to be regulated and we need to figure out the energy, and the fact that billionaires now get to decide the fate of the human race. What it can do and the tools and the things it can unlock, phenomenal. But it's at that juxtaposition of the fact that it's in the hands of billionaires who are just notoriously shit blokes. So on the farm, we are in the middle of Drought, if anyone's not familiar. So we're down in the southeast of Essex, southeast of England. We are in a hosepipe ban, and we will be for the foreseeable. The long range weather forecast puts us to the end of September without any rain. We started July without any rain, so that would be a 3-month drought, following on a 2-month drought in the spring. So it does feel like I'm playing cattle farming on hard mode at the moment, considering the grass should be growing. We did a tour of the fields yesterday. One of them is just full of ragwort. There's a new one to the rotation, which I probably won't use. A couple of them look pretty good. And a question to anybody that knows cattle and grazing: I can't figure out whether I should be feeding hay now and leaving the grass to catch some rain to then put some body into the grass, because it's just hay, almost just standing hay, but it's not dense enough to actually hay, or whether I should graze it and then let it rest. My current approach, and again welcome any thoughts or feelings on this, is we're going to graze it off fast, leave as much standing as we can, and then leave it to rest. But I don't know if that's going to be achievable if we're going to have to cover it for 4 months. We've also got a woodland as well, which I plan on losing pretty much the whole herd in for a couple of months. So lots to do. And to be honest with you, 6 months ago me would probably feel like this is an absolute disaster. Current me thinks we'll figure it out, and because I have to, because I think it's kind of like a self-preservation mode. And as you can see, the list for the farm already outweighs the list of really cool stuff I'm going to be doing in Yosis, and this list should be going off the bottom of the screen, but it's not. What else I've got to add to this? So one of the big ones is prepare for lockdown. Anyone not familiar with lockdown, every year now most likely we go into lockdown for avian flu for chickens, or avian influenza I should say, or bird flu, combine the two together, and they all have to be locked inside their houses. So I need to figure out how I'm going to cope with that this year. I lost a load of birds through it last year and it was just a bit of a disaster, so I'm going to get ahead of that. That will begin, I think we went in October last year, so I've got to be ready for that. I need to get Wi-Fi around the farm. This is going to unlock not only a lot for the farm, a lot of the automation in the farm, but also a lot in the social media column as well. Not so much, actually a little bit in the Yosis column, because I've built something called the barn, which allows me to track all the data, and if I can't write it into the phone then it's pointless. I might as well write it on a piece of paper. Wi-Fi across farm. So this is good, and actually what we're going to do is split these into columns. So for every Tuesday and Wednesday now, Tuesday and Thursday, I've got someone in coming in to help me do the morning rounds, and so that will let me get work done in those mornings, or some days just sleep. To be honest with you, some days I just need to rest, but mostly I will be predominantly doing things like Yosis and software development. Sometimes it'll be social media stuff, sometimes it'll be more farm stuff, but it just won't be having to go around, sort everyone out, get everyone food, etc. So let's put that into doing. We've actually brought in the hay, quite wildly. The hay gear's gone away, there's just no more grass in those fields. That's why we're now going to go and graze them. We're sorting the bull, pregnancy test the cattle is happening next week, happening at the beginning of August. So that's the farm. What have we done this week? Actually, something else we're doing is build nest boxes for L3, which I spent a day this week bending with my cousin, which was a load of fun, to be honest with you. He refurbishes old tractors, and he has all the bending gear. It's not designed for mass production, so we were just getting stuff working, and we managed even to do some Z folds, some Z bends, which if anyone's done any bending of the metal, or for anyone that hasn't, when you have to bend a Z, you have to bend yourself on it. So a bender would just, when you put metal through a bender, it simply just bends it up like a bender. But then if you think you've then got to come against it, you can't then now bend that against the bender. So it's really complicated. To be honest with you, I spent most of the time not really understanding what we were doing, but I had a can-do attitude and I was happy to be there. It was great fun. Then, so yeah, the farm, what else did we do this week on the farm? Butchery has taken up all of my time. I've been in the butchery shed. On Wednesday I started work at 6 AM, finished at midnight, and that is as a result of doing all of the animals and all the butchery, and unfortunately it's to take up my entire time. But that is the farm for this week. Right, so let's move on then to socials. And so this is, the goal here is trying to build a community of like-minded people, but also people that who are just generally interested in what we're doing. I still haven't posted anything. I've still taken over a week to post this one. I just am behind. A shout out to Dan, who reached out to offer me help on editing. and had a great call with him on Tuesday, and really interesting to catch up and learn more about what he does. And he's given me some great ideas, one of which is just filming the chicken houses. So like I likened it to like the Netflix fireplace, and then just like film for a couple of hours in the chicken house and just get like their farm noises and stuff. I don't think it's going to do absolute bits, but allow people, again, for those people that are missing the farm or just more interested in getting behind the farm, to get a bit more depth into it. So you get to watch a chicken house for an hour, but more likely you can stick it on whilst you're working from home or whatever, and you can get to the noises of the farm. And then we'll do that with cows as well. I haven't really done much more with socials yet. I opened TikTok for the first time this week, which is progress in itself. But a lot of this depends on the Wi-Fi. So actually, I think this is actually quite a big priority that we need to bump over. Let's add a line around that one. Then we'll move on to Yosis. So Yosis, as a reminder, is a platform. It is a marketplace builder, is the position of it. We had a bit of a trial and pitch the other day. Thank you to all of the gang from the Discord who joined for that. And we learned that I have no idea how to explain it in a commonplace term. So I think each time I do these videos, I'm going to try and do better to explain it. So what Yosis is, it is the operating system for food production. What that means is it's not there to sell produce directly. It is there to offer the pipelines for retailers, consumers, producers to be able to plug in to a pre-existing market. And what that looks like is a butcher being able to find all the local producers in its area already presented to him without having to go around and find websites or go and visit farms themselves. They can all be packaged and presented in one place. It looks like a fruit and veg box being able to sell and manage their supply chain, sell their veg boxes using local producers and managing their local, managing the supply chains through all of that, direct orders, subscriptions, pre-orders, etc. Manage that all in one place. And whether they use the Yosis front end or they just use it as a back end API, they can plug it into whatever they want. Or it's just someone like myself who sells eggs, wanting to sell eggs to the local area, but not having time to reach out to as many retailers as they can, being able to put themselves in an environment where they can be pulled, where their produce can be pulled into direct to consumer sales through marketplaces of marketplaces, whatever that may look like. We had our 6th order for Vibergs over in Finland, and we had our 6th problem. And I have to laugh, otherwise I'm going to cry. I'm eternally grateful for the patience for Stephen, who I think we concluded they're just taking the foot off the gas a little bit with the online stuff, which I'm very grateful that they aren't completely thrown it out at the moment, but I would also understand if they did. This is the nature of trying to build a software, a full platform, whilst also running a farm, and they're both full-time jobs. You know, I used to be paid £85,000 a year to do the job that I'm now doing on the side of my desk in between hours in the middle of the night in chicken houses. It's just hard work. But like I say, very grateful for Stephen and Johannes for their patience there. I'm hoping to get our local set up, which is what I think this is on. Let's put that into Yosis. The local farm shop. Let's put that into Yosis because there's stuff I need to do in Yosis to do it. So let's put that in, and that's the priority. I'd like to get that done by the next time I see you. Hold me to that, all right? Things like the game I've parked, really cool. I'm going to get there. Oh shit, I've just put it there. Okay, fine. So yeah, let's take my farm shop is the priority. I'm going to move that into doing, that is the thing that I should be doing. I'll get it done by the time I next see you. You can hold me to that. The barn, which is like the livestock tracking stuff, needs to be managed, sorted and finished. I just need to host it, to be honest with you, at this point. I've written most of it. I just need to host it and test it. There's a load of other stuff with Yosis, which we'll be able to do when we get there, but to be honest with you, keeping this relatively small for now. This is also a priority, and so much so, let's put that as an orange, because that's what Stephen and Johannes are struggling with. Just, it's Stephen was saying the other day, it's starting to feel really robust, but there's just a few gaps in it that make it just really undermine the quality of the product, which I need to get it done. But that being said, the fact that we've got Hannah, who's joining us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, should really help. And the contract farmer and the data, oh crap, someone's waiting on me to come back on that. Perfect. I need to get that done. My cousin's waiting for me for that, to be honest with you. And she blue ticked me last time because I failed to get back to her, and rightfully so. She then just ignored me. So I need to make that work, otherwise they're going to get bored and do it somewhere else. Okay, let's stop there. That's it. Hopefully I've made that a little bit shorter than last time. Yeah, so in summary, primary goal is to cattle gets through the next few months until the rains hopefully come. I also need to start TikTok again. I think I say that every one of these videos, but that I need to start putting in earnest effort. And then my plans on the socials is to combine the TikTok stuff with doing some of the automation stuff and etc. So I think the Wi-Fi is actually what unlocks a lot of that. So hopefully I've made a bit more progress on that since until I next see you. If you've got any thoughts or opinions, drop them in the comments below or join the Discord. The Discord link is in the description. As always, if you're listening to me right now, I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. We will get this done. It's taking longer than I'd hoped, but we will get this done. So it's this small group that is following along and watching in July of 2026 is the group that is fueling me. So I appreciate you and thank you. And I'll see you in the next one.